Hey there boys and girls, welcome back to Banished. Today we're going to be trying out this little city builder because there was quite a lot of hype around Dawn of Man and this was suggested to me quite a few times over on the Discord server and in the comment sections of those videos. So what the hell, let's play Banished. I've played it before and in fact I've played it so much that I actually kind of can't live without just one mod. This one right here, Colonial Charter Journey. It is a mega mod that adds a lot to the game. It doesn't really change the core gameplay very much, which is why I'm fine with adding it, even though this is the first time we're playing it. But it does add a ton of content. So this is not representative of vanilla, but it is definitely representative of Banished. This is a very unforgiving game, but it's a lot of fun. Now, I should point out that this is the new apartment. There's a lot of noise outside. I'm right next to a main road where I wasn't before, and I have a brand new little kitten who is very talkative. So if there is any background noise in this video, you have my apologies now, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Alright, we got valleys, we got mountains, we got all sorts of terrain here, and all of this stuff here is coming from CC, that's Colonial Charter. Everything, this is like vanilla. You only get two options. And as you can see, that's a lot to the game. So I think, just for the sake of replayability, we're going to pick, valley, mountain, what are we going for? Let's go for valleys. Yeah, a bit more space, nice to build in. This seed will be usable, regardless of whether or not you're playing modded, so if you want to copy me, you're more than welcome to. Our town name is going to be Beepton, because, you know, Bepton, Ohio, no, Beepton, there we go. That's and that's a little throwback to my recent Kenshi series. If you're watching it, and if you're not, you should watch it. It's a lot of fun. All right, terrain size large, sure. Climate mild. Let's play a little bit harder here. Let's go for harsh. Yeah, that's gonna make winters tougher. We're gonna use more firewood, eat more food. You know, wild crops don't grow as well. Just puts a bit of a hit on things. Now, as you can see, Colonial Charter adds a lot of starting conditions. I am going to be choosing one of the vanilla ones, though. I'm mostly putting Colonial Charter on for the buildings and things that it adds, not so much the start conditions. Also, I want this replicable by someone who's playing in vanilla. Okay, so I think we'll begin with the medium game. So easy, you get 6 families, that's kids and adults. They got clothing, firewood, building materials, I think homes and a storage area is already built. I don't like being tied down that much, so we're going to go with medium. 5 families, which is about 20 people. No, not 20. Maybe 15 to 20. A storage barn has already been built. Some seeds for fields and orchards are available. That's the big one. We get seeds and we get orchards. We can farm right from the get-go. Whereas on hard, no seeds are available. You have to survive on the wilderness at the beginning, and it's quite tough. Okay, 5 families. Disasters are on. For a bit of fun, medium setting. Let's embark. Your country has rested all of their colonial ambitions on your venture. Your job is to ensure the survival of your country's citizens, and we are currently pollinating the flowers. Unfortunately, as of course you know, the bees, they are all gone. And so it is up to us to individually pollinate every single little flower. But here we are, in-game, and listen to that soundtrack. Gorgeous. Anyway, this is Banished. It is a very, very pretty game. I'm a huge fan. Let's just adjust the tilt there a bit. One of these buttons does that. Page up. There we go. Page up, damn it. There we go. Yeah, just get a bit of tilt in. I don't like it straight down. Okay, cool. These are our little citizens. They've all got names and things. Not that I can change them, I don't think. This is our storage barn, which, as you can see, has a hide coat, some iron tools, and some potatoes. We've also got a decent stockpile of natural resources. We're right next to a river. And if we go over down here to tools, and we click on this button, we get a map of the local region. So we've got a large lake over there. This is where we started, was right over here. Got a large lake. Okay, so traders will only come down these primary rivers, but we can fish from the small ones, the main ones, and the lakes. But I quite like where we are right now. I think we'll probably build our city on this side of the water, realistically, just because there's so much more space. Flat ground, that is. Whereas here we're kind of constrained by these mountains. We could also go over here, but I kind of like the idea of, having a bridge across the water. We might get that as a priority pretty soon, but first, houses. Now, I don't want to start building over here. Well, I suppose we could set up a small starter town and then our first major expansion will go this way. Well, that's the plan. Anyway, let's That's enough jibber jabber, let's play some Banished. So, I'm going to want this window, which is my colony review, up on the corner, and I'm going to, not the event log, sorry, I'm going to want the tools, yeah, jobs bar. Not that one, I like the slidey scrolly one, this one here. Oh, that's a bit long. Okay, cool. That's kind of that. Now, I know this is kind of blocking out the UI, it's not particularly pretty. In fact, actually, we don't need the big one right now, we can actually just get this small one, which just shows laborers and builders. Because we need to do some building and some laboring. Now, we've got how many families? Was it 5? Okay, 17 people. So let's put 17 people in 5 homes. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to leave it too wide space for roads. Oh, which I've already messed up, actually. Yeah, I want to get this right from the get-go. Let's do this properly. So I'm going to lay down... Oh, a country road. That looks nice, yeah. Okay, we want a double road highway over there. Single path going down there. And it just... You don't need to do double roads at all. In fact, it's kind of a waste of space, but it does make things a hell of a lot easier to see. When I'm playing, you know, just myself, I would do... Oh, there's a Harley Davidson going past. If I was playing just for myself, I'd definitely only do a single road. But this is fine for YouTube's. Alright, cool. There we go. That's fun. Alright, that is down. What is up next? What's on the agenda? We need to get some builders. It's recommending 10, so let's throw 6 on it. Because I don't play by the rules, damn it. Alright, so we got 4 wooden houses, 5 wooden houses. We also have other options available here from the game. Now, the vanilla homes are basically the wooden house and the stone house. That's it. That's all you get. Everything else you see here is from Colonial Charter. That's going to go for a lot of the stuff you're seeing. Even the upgrade to our storage barn over here, that's Colonial Charter. All of the resources below this line, so everything here, in the top left, this stuff here, that's all Colonial Charter. Everything pretty much that makes this series quite interesting is going to be from Colonial Charter. It is a fantastic mega mod and it blends really well with the base game. You'll see some of the models aren't quite the same design style, the texture quality, but hey, it's a minor sacrifice. Okay, cool, that house is coming together. We've dropped off the resources and now they're putting in the labor to do it. And, ooh, the other one's got a chimney already. Nice. Ah, no chimney for you. Rip. Anyway, what I was going to say is we've got some more housing options. We have tiny shacks, but that kind of constrains your growing, like population growth. We have some wooden cabins, which are a bit smaller, but they do cost nearly twice the materials. As you can see, a wooden house is 16 logs, whereas this is 30. Rustic abode. Now, that's an option. That's a bit narrower. And I believe it houses 4 people. These can take, I think it's 6 or 7, I can't remember. Saltbox house, that can take a few more, and it looks kind of cool. I like it. It looks like it's clearly meant to be backed up against something on that rear wall. What have we got? Stone house, town abode, a little bit fancier, that requires lumber, which is an advanced resource. A country house, ooh, that's snazzy. We've got gables, ooh, that's pretty medieval looking. Ooh, a large residence. Now that's what I meant about the texture quality, it kind of falls apart a bit there. And then we have a boarding house. This is from the vanilla game. That's if you get a whole bunch of nomads moving in at once. Yeah. Anyway, we're kind of burning oil here, or rather, we're wasting time. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys just to clear a small space around the city and get some of these resources coming in. Now, it does bear mentioning, I should warn you, that if you are playing this on vanilla, you will not have this available to you. Collect wild foods. This is vital in the early game, because I can basically just walk into the forest and pick up everything on the floor. In vanilla, the only thing you can harvest are rocks, iron, and trees, and you get your resources from the environment. This is a bit of a problem in the early game because food options are kind of limited and getting set up, you know, food becomes a major priority, whereas now it does make the early game a hell of a lot easier because I can just send laborers out to pick up food. Obviously, this is not a sustainable way to feed people, not in the slightest, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you are really hurting for food, which we're not at present. But, yeah, just something to be aware of. Also, worth noting is that houses will keep their own inventories, and they won't share. So the residents of this house will eat and, you know, warm themselves from this stockpile before refilling it from your primary stockpiles. These are shared. However, if these people start going hungry or freezing, the neighbors won't help them out. They're real selfish assholes. So just remember that when you put houses down, they are not going to be sharing resources, and you do need to make sure you have some stockpile available or people are going to start starving. As you can see, our 1,600 potatoes is now down to 400 because somebody's probably hoarding. 189, 200 over there, 78. As you can see, there's quite a bit of disparity. 445. That's just ridiculous. So as you can see, there's a bit of disparity between who gets what, and until you get a huge surplus of food, that doesn't really even out. Just a bit of warning. However, I think our first food source, since we're so damn close to the river, it just makes sense to make it, raw food. We'll go to a fishing dock. Yeah, I mean, like, it's literally right here. Why not? Okay, there's our fishing dock down. Gorgeous. Alrighty. I'm also going to throw down another country road just to link it in there. Just keep things nice and tidy looking. Now we can start thinking about our bridge. Where am I going to see bridges? Dock bridge. Okay, that's interesting. We've got drawbridge. That's kind of fun. Stone and wood bridge. Could do. We want to make sure we build something that the trade boats can get underneath. A creek plank bridge. Is that one for like just for like a little creek like this? I'm thinking the stone and wood bridge. It doesn't make a difference. This is entirely. This will mean it'll be a bit faster to walk over this one, but it's mostly aesthetic. And we could build that down here as like a primary thoroughfare. Yeah, just like across there, and we'll have a double row, I think, at some point. You know, one-way traffic on either side. Okay, lovely. But as you can see, people kind of just use one side of the road. They're a bit lazy in that regard. I think it's time to speed up time, though. And let's get some of these resources coming in. 5 times speed. Okay, lovely. So, let's have a look at our citizens. We've got a boy at 8 and a girl at 6. A girl at 2. One child at 1. And a couple boys and a girl in their middle of their childhood. Childhood ends in Banished, in the cruel, cruel world of Banished, at the glorious age of 10. Yes, that's right. Don't you remember turning 10 and, you know, not even hitting puberty and immediately starting a family? Well, I do. And so do the Desinins of Banished, because that is what lies ahead for them. When your kids turn 10, you slap them in a house and they start pumping out babies. Boys and girls, doesn't matter which. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend that you kind of want to wait for a breeding pair, because if I put down a house now, this boy is going to come of age and move in. This girl might not join him. But if they're both of age, as in they're both over 10, and you put down a house, they'll both move in and immediately start breeding, and that's how you get your population up, because manual labor is the only labor in this game. There is no automation whatsoever. As in, no, mechanized automation. Everything is done by people. You can build buildings that are more efficient than others, but everything is ultimately down to your labor pool. And we only have 10, adults capable of labor. Children will carry stuff, but that's it. Now there are 2 kinds of adults in Banished. I know it's a bit heavy on the info here, but I figured what the hell, let's do a bit of a tutorial while we're at it, right? So I'm going to pause, well actually let's just go down to like 2 times speed. Let people start bringing some of those resources in. Let's get some of that coal before I talk about this. Oh sorry, not coal, iron. Let's clean out all the iron nearby, and all the stone. We're going to be needing a lot of it real soon. Okay, cool. So, there's 2 kinds of adults in Banished. You've got educated citizens and non-educated. This gentleman is educated, yes. In fact, I think all of our starting people are, but these children aren't. Now, when they turn 10, they become laborers, and you can assign them to any job in your village, right? But when they turn... but they will be less efficient at that job than an educated person will be. Educated people get more resources from laboring. Educated people do their tasks more efficiently, as in they're faster at it. They use tools at a lower rate. They are just all-round better. They still consume the same amount of food and firewood, I think. However, the real gain is in the resource gain efficiency out here. Now, you have no control over who does what job at all. The game just assigns them randomly. So the only way to really do it is to educate everybody, and that way it doesn't matter who's gathering resources, your best people are on it, right? Basically, an uneducated person, for example, will get 3 logs from this tree, whereas an educated person gets 5. That's fine with trees, they're renewable, they grow back. Stone doesn't. At some point in the game, we'll have to build a quarry if we want more. So, pro tip there, educate your people. However, that is kind of difficult to do in the early game, because children will age up and then they'll go to school for another 7 years before they'll begin work as a student, and you have to commit an adult to the job of teacher for that entire time. Anyway, that's the lecture over. That's the benefits and the downsides of education. I'd strongly recommend you do it the second you can afford to. Like the second you're stable and you aren't expanding particularly rapidly, change over to education. It makes your entire game more efficient from that point onwards. Okay, enough jibber jabber. Let's play some more Banished. Now, we are going to kind of need... Yeah, I can see firewood being a problem. We're already out, actually. And we're out of stockpile anyway. So we're going to head over here, pick out the woodcutter, and slap them down. I'm thinking over here. And let's go ahead and expand that road network to include the new building. Just like that. Nice and easy, right? Lovely. And it's wanting 3 builders. Let's give it 3 builders. We've also got 4 people working on the fishing dock. It's probably overkill, but I'd like to pull in a full harvest each season. It's about 800 food from this building. It's really not the best food per worker, but it's right here, and we can just get it immediately. There's no delay. So, you know, for that, it's a pretty quick way to keep people fed. Has anyone got food in their house yet, or are we still living on potatoes? Potatoes! Oh, this guy's got a whole bunch. He's got a bit of variety there. Ooh, yummy. Some fish, some potatoes. These guys are living a bit the Irish diet. But we got some roots, potato, onions. Ooh, onions. Oh, God, I love onions. 6 onions with some fish and some roots. And I don't know which roots those are. Maybe cassava. I'm just guessing here. You could do a lot. Ooh, you get some wild garlic over there. In fact, actually, let's do another quick wild food harvest. Let's bring that in. And since I'm bombarding you with information, in Banished, when you schedule collection tasks, they'll do them in the order that you schedule it. So, if I designate a tree to be chopped over here, right, and then I also designate a tree to be chopped right over here, they will go, as in, a free laborer will first go and chop this down before this job is assigned. The game logs the jobs in the order you assign them, not by proximity, like all modern games do. It's a bit archaic in that sense, so it is something to be aware of. Don't go and schedule a whole bunch of stone mining here thinking they'll get to it when they're done, and then also expect some logging to happen close by. No. You need to do it in the direction that, like, you know, close stuff first, further stuff last, because they will go and do the further stuff first if you schedule it first. Just to be warning. There we go. So that lady's gone out there and done that, and there's still jobs to be done here, but those are probably being assigned to other laborers. Also, certain tasks get priority, like remove resources is, I think, a higher priority than collect foods. I'm guessing wildly here, but I would assume it goes this way in the priority list, because there has to be some sort of priority assignment. It's not random. Anywho, also this is added by a mod, so it's probably done as an afterthought. Anywho, I'm jibber-jabbering. We need to... how are we going to do this? We need to cross the river at some point, right? But we don't, like, there's no pressing need at the moment. Right now it's firewood, that's what we're waiting on. So I think let's just go ahead and speed things up again. Let's get this thing built, and then see where we are for time. Okay, there we go. And the woodcutter is up and running. Now, we're going to want to go ahead and schedule, like, I don't know, 450 fuel to be made up for that. That's going to burn through a lot of our logs, but it should be okay. Also, we can plan out that major road going across the way here, because I want to start thinking about where my farms are going to go. It is August, you know, that is traditionally sowing season. Oh, of course, that's harvest season, isn't it? Yeah, that's what you do in autumn. So I guess just planning the roads then for no particular reason, and then the farms, because I'm bad at timing. We're going to go with the wooden bridge for now, because you don't get the resources back from bridges, and I don't want to build the stone ones yet. Yeah, logs are easily renewable, stone not so much. We are going to want some of that just sort of lying around, really, for as long as we can have it. So, yeah, we're going to have a central highway going sort of down here, across, and sort of into this maybe, but definitely this will be the main thoroughfare for the city. This is kind of the right-hand flank of it, as it were. Oh yeah, look at that scaffolding up. Looking good. Hey, we've managed to... Now we can exploit the riches of a whole new world. A shining place. Beautiful. Oh, I see. Whoops, and we could have done it with railings on only one side. Ah, shite. That's also a hell of a lot cheaper than that one. Oh well, whatever. It's fine, it's fine. I kind of like, it looks like we've sort of, you know, one up this way, one down that way. Let's go ahead and schedule some, you know, winter harvests. Yes, all that wild food that naturally grows in the midst of snowy winter. Definitely realistic. 10 out of 10 IGN. We've also managed to use up a bunch of our logs, so we're going to want to replace those. I think the best place to put a forester is going to be right over here in this sort of pocket. Now, do we want a forester's lodge or a hardwood forester's lodge? Now, that requires special materials, so just regular old forester. And do we want him to plant the new trees, palm trees, bamboo, pine pine trees, I'm gonna get him to plant the new trees, and it'll look like we've made ourselves a little jungle over here, right? Why not? These are the trees that the CC mod adds. Okay, so we'll throw one of those all the way out there. We don't need 3 builders. What I would like to do, though, is run a road. Now, if I remember correctly, roads, for some reason, take precedent over other scheduled tasks. Bit of a weird gimmick with the game, but they do. Okay, also, we want to kind of go straightforward, sort of hit a bump there, and then we're just going to keep going. Is there any point here we can kind of flatten this? Nah, not really, so just go out the way we're going. The reason I'm building these roads, by the way, is they increase the walk speed quite a fair bit. Like, enough that it's worth the effort, you know, to go and lay them out. We can cut into the mountain a bit there. Apparently, the game considers this enough, but that's too much. I think there is a terrain flatten tool for just these occasions. Yes, there we go. Okay, cancel. Oh, and cancel that, and then we can go ahead and put the road down. Okay. Bit of a colonial charter cheat that, but hey, for aesthetic's sake, we'll do it. And then we want the road going in. Hey. Oh, and pause. It is spring. That means we need to put down some fields and get them sown. Oops. Actually, I may have been a bit too late on this one. So, now that we have access to the verdant lands beyond, I'm thinking that we should put our agriculture and industry over here and our city over here, because we need more space for the housing than anything else. So let's throw down the first of our fields. I'm going to start them in this corner, and we're going to go 15 by... Let's move them up 1 block so we can get a road around here. Yeah, so over there. We're going to go 15 by 8. That's sort of the magic size in my experience. 15 by 8. There we go. And one more. Can we fit it in? Hey, pretty comfortably. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 3 fields, 15 by 8 in size. We've got some space over here to throw down some other things if we need them. We will be moving these households at some point. Hey, and we do have enough breeding stock of children available. Please, YouTube, please not demonetize. We do have some children available for forming new and loving households. That's how we'll phrase it. That'll be the... Yeah, that's the PR. Okay. And we'll put them right by that. I don't mind some people living over here. It's a good idea to have people living near their jobs. Okay, cool. So we're going to want blackberries there, sunflowers there, blackberries there. And the recommended number of people per field for a field of the size is 2. Is 1, but I'm going to go for 2 just to make sure we get in every bit of harvest until we get our stone roads up, because they really make a huge difference when it comes to that sort of thing. We are very close to the... You know what? 1 person is enough. I'm overkilling this. Take that down to 3. We need the labor force right now. Take that down to 3. Even if we just get like a 60% yield on each field, that'll be good enough. Okay, so we're growing a bunch of blackberries and some sunflowers. What I do need is a couple of foresters as well. Now, foresters do something else alongside cutting and planting trees, which is that they will clear this area of rocks. Yes, you see all of this? They also plant trees in this radius. They'll clear this area of these rocks and iron ore deposits, and they will also bring those to our storeroom. So it's kind of a passive way to clear that stuff out over time. And if you click on the production button over here, you'll see, yes, already they have dropped off 4 logs and 2 bits of stone. Realistically, that's probably whatever the person who was assigned the job was carrying at the time, but you get the idea. Okay, that also means we can maintain that rather insane stockpile of firewood, because we now have a renewable source of logs coming in. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Alright, that's probably close to time for this episode. I mean, I don't want to stretch these out too much. Very relaxed game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have any other suggestions for games you'd like to see me play, please head over to the Discord server or the comment section, whichever one you're more comfortable with, and let me know what they are. I'm pretty much keen to play whatever you guys want to watch, really. I do have a few limitations on that, but you know, those will come up if they come up kind of thing. And that's kind of it. If you enjoyed it, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.